It has been said that balance is not something you find, it is something you create. And through a dedicated and focused yoga practice, we can find a profound balance that will ultimately serve us both on and off the mat. Because as our practice deepens, so does the richness of our life. And just as for every inhale we must exhale, for all of the commotion in each of our lives, we must actively seek stillness and focus just as you are today to balance our inner beings. So thank yourself for making this effort today, for showing up, for seeking, because just that act is a massively crucial piece of the puzzle. It's beautiful, it's critical, and more often than not, it goes overlooked and undervalued. Today, however, it's yours. So smile, breathe out, and let's meet on our mats together. Alright, my friends, let's begin on our knees at the center of our mat, sinking into our most comfortable position and starting with a deep, slow, conscious inhale as we raise our hands, stretching up towards the sky above our head, and then slowly, consciously letting the air out of our lungs as we bring our hands down to our heart, lowering our head, resuming our conscious breathing in and out, and setting the intention of forgiveness for today's class. Forgiveness for that when we fall out and when we stumble, when we lose our balance, whether it's on our mat or in our life, the only way to empower ourselves to continue forward is to simply forgive and then pick ourselves back up to continue forward stronger than before. Now let's start in child's pose for a warm-up, coming onto our knees, bringing our body down towards the mat, letting gravity do the work, not pushing anything, but finding the place to which our body wants to rest. Placing your hands at your sides or clasping fingers underneath by your heels. Either way, find what's most comfortable, what your body's asking for, and then just breathe. Excellent. In and out. If you'd like, you can clasp your fingers and bring your arms up behind your back, stretching the shoulders, engaging the arms, and continuing with your conscious breath as you hold, breathing in and out. You can add a little bit of a side stretch and a rocking motion if your body seems to respond well to that. Breathing in, leaning to the left, breathing out, leaning to the right. Find the rhythm that speaks to you and fall into it consciously, feeling the air, exhaling and inhaling. Slowly drop your hands back down onto the mat, tucking our toes and raising our body on the next exhale, slowly up to balance on our toes, with our knees bent, holding our weight on our heels. This is a beautiful toe stretch and balance warm-up. On your next exhale, extend your arms straight in front of you and lift your body weight up 2 inches up off your heels to engage your quads and hamstrings and calves, to really hold the weight of your body in the toes and stare straight, your drishti, your point of focus in front of you, breathing in consciously. On your next exhale, slowly lower your weight back down to heels, hands to heart, and let's come down with your fingers and knees to the mat, finding ourselves on our knees and hands in bear position. Extend that right leg back out in a straight line, and your left hand also straight out in front of you in bird dog position. Try to find the balance by engaging your core, holding your drishti staring straight forward, and sink into the stillness. On your next exhale, reach around with your left hand and grab your right ankle and pull up towards the sky, really engaging the core to find the balance and the stillness in this lion pose. If this is enough for you here, you can stay and sink deeper into the stretch, or on your next exhale, switch hands that you're holding your ankle with. It's a much more advanced balance, and I recommend you find a spot on your mat to stare at, to use as your grounding point. If your body is shaking, that's okay. Do your best to breathe consciously and minimize that shake. This asana is truly about patience and control. And on your next exhale, let's bring your right knee back down to the mat and switch sides, extending your left leg out and your right hand in front, finding that drishti again, back in bird dog position, engaging your core, your leg muscles, your shoulder, your arm, trying to be conscious of all that it takes to hold in stillness right here. On your next exhale, if you'd like to take it up a notch, you can reach back and grab that ankle and pull upwards to the sky, opening that hip flexor, engaging that quad, lifting your head, staring straight forward, and falling into each breath as it comes in and out. If you'd like to take it up a notch, you can switch hands, putting all your weight on the right arm and right knee, opening up that left shoulder, staring with your drishti straight, and trying your best to find the balance. If you fall out, forgive yourself. That's okay. Just come right back into it. If you have to let go early, that's okay too. This class is for you, so listen to your body and give it what it needs. And on your next exhale, come back down with your knees and hands to the mat and slowly sink back into child's pose as a beautiful counter for the back stretch you just accomplished. Breathing in and out, think about the balance between your mind and body, where it began at the beginning of this class and how you're starting to feel now. And on your next exhale, come up to downward facing dog, planting your heels towards the mat, engaging the arms, spreading the fingers, and exhale forward into plank. Inhale down into chaturanga, exhale upward facing dog, looking up to the sky, and inhale back down to downward facing dog, completing our first flow of the practice. On your next inhale, let's lift our left leg up above our head towards the sky, extending at the toes, and inhale, bring it down between both hands on your mat, finding yourself in lunge. Let's lift our body up, hands above head, staring straight in a beautiful lunge, trying to engage your left leg as it reaches back towards your mat, keeping it as straight as possible, breathing, engaging with the right hamstring, quad, and glute as it holds your entire body weight here. On your next exhale, let's lower back down onto the mat and add some movement with some jumps. Left leg between hands, right leg between hands. Continuing this way, breathing in and breathing out as you go, finding the natural breath pattern. We have 5 more. Left leg jump, right leg forward jump. Left leg jump and breathe, right leg jump and breathe. Last one here, we're going to end with our opposite leg forward and slowly raise our body back up to vertical with our hands above head, gazing forward, engaging that right leg, keeping it as straight as we can as we hold our body weight in our left glute and calf and hamstring, sinking deeper with each breath, staying conscious as we breathe. On your next exhale, bringing your hands back down to your mat, stepping back into plank. Let's flow this out with a chaturanga, upward facing dog, and come back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Breathing into it just a little bit here, catching our breath, coming back to our consciousness, thinking about how we're feeling, what's our body saying to us. Looking up to the front of the mat, walk or jump forward, staying in forward fold, grabbing your elbows. You can relax here in stillness or add a little bit of a rock side to side, letting gravity do the work. Very little motion, very conscious breathing. Now slowly, let's rise up and take a big inhale, raising our hands up above our head into sun salutation, and exhaling, hands down to heart, and take a moment of mindfulness here, just to reconnect and take a mindful breath into this moment, forgiving ourselves if our mind has wandered away and just coming back here, present and on the mat. On your next inhale, lifting your right knee towards your body, grab it with both your hands, and let's roll our ankles just slightly, one direction to the right, and then a few to the left as well. Grab your ankle with your hands behind your body this time, and mindfully and gently pull it up towards the sky, stretching the quad and waking up the connective tissue in our knees. Pulling, breathing, balancing. On your next exhale, let's come into tree pose by placing our right foot above our left knee. If you can't get above the left knee, that's okay. Go below it, but never on top of it. Reaching towards the sky, if you'd like to stay right here and balance, that's perfectly okay. But to take this one step forward, reach with your arms to the right, bending at the waist, stretching the left side body, and then reach with your arms to the left. Such a slight shift in weight can be so complex to your balance. But if you fall out, forgive yourself and come right back in. Now slowly on your next exhale, bringing your hands back down, let's grab that right ankle, and without bringing the right foot to the mat yet, let's see if we can keep our balance and come into dancer's pose, holding that left hand out above your face, pulling that right ankle up towards the sky. Breathe and hold that point of focus to one spot in the room. It will give you the balance you need. On your next exhale, let go of that right ankle and try without touching the mat with your right foot to come into Warrior 3. Engaging those toes, pointing them to the back of the room, hands to heart. Bring your point of focus this time back to somewhere on the floor in front of you. Now imagine your foot has grown roots and is holding all of your weight. It will make it a lot easier as we advance to the next pose and stand up without touching that right foot to the mat, bringing it around front and placing it on your left knee for a standing pigeon. Do your best to bend that left knee as far as you can and bring your body down towards that right foot. You can hold your fingers on the mat for balance, or if your body's accepting it, you can try to bind either side by clasping the fingers behind your back. Now we've been balancing here for over 2 minutes, so if you fall out or need to take a break, please forgive yourself. But do your best to hold the balance, because we're almost there. On your next exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat and step back into lunge and then into plank, giving that left leg a shake and a little bit of love and gratitude for all that it just performed. On your next exhale, let's come down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back down to downward facing dog, reconnecting with our breath and taking a moment here before we start up on your other side. So hop or step to the front of your mat, coming up, reaching to the sky, big inhale, exhale, hands down to heart. All right, how are we doing? Good, I hope. Let's take a deep breath and lift that left leg this time, up towards our chest, pulling it as tightly forward as we can, and rotating the ankle to the left and then to the right. Breathing consciously, rotating the ankle, and warming ourselves up that right leg for our second balance sequence. Let's drop the leg, grabbing the ankle with our left hand, and then our right. I'd like you to slowly and gently, mindfully pull upwards, pulling the ankle towards the sky, stretching the quad, waking up that knee. focusing on a point in front of you and warming up that right leg for this balance sequence. All the micro muscles it's going to take to hold the stillness. As you breathe in and out, let's bring that left foot above that right knee and come into tree pose. Remember, if you can't get above the right knee, put it directly below but never on top. And inhale, raising your hands up above your head, stretching, reaching towards the sky, holding that fixed vision to one point in front of you in the room. And if you'd like to advance this side, you can lean to the left like you're swaying in the breeze. And then on your next breath, you can lean to the right. If you'd like to take it one step further, you can try closing your eyes as you lean. But it's difficult, and if you fall out, remember, it's okay. Just get back up and lean slowly to the right, stretching that left side body, feeling the oxygen in and out of your lungs. Coming back up to center, slowly bringing your hands back down to heart. Let's go into dancer pose by grabbing that left leg with that left hand and pulling it backwards. As our body weight bends at the hip, we engage with that right arm in front of us and micro bend that right knee just slightly to engage the calves and all the stabilization muscles. Breathing consciously, fixing your point of focus somewhere in the room and not moving it. That is your anchor of balance. And your anchor of consciousness is the breath. So on your next exhale, let go slowly, extending that left leg straight, engaging the toes, finding our warrior three with your hands to heart, changing that point of focus to the ground somewhere just in front of your mat. Breathing, finding the stillness. On your next inhale, slowly come up, bringing your leg back out in front of you and placing that left ankle on the right knee as we come into standing pigeon again. If you lose your balance like me, laugh it off, smile, and just come back in to find your point of focus, dropping your fingers to the mat to help the balance if you need. If you feel you can bind behind your back like on the other side, go for it. If not, you can bring your hands to heart or just stay with your fingers on the mat, giving you 2 more points of balance. Whatever it is, wherever you are, is exactly where you should be in this pose. Holding for a couple more breaths, let's bring our fingers down to the mat, stretching back again into lunge, and then into plank, finding downward facing dog for a moment. With your weight on your hands, shift towards plank, and then down into chaturanga with an exhale and an inhale, upward facing dog. And then come back to downward facing dog before taking 2 steps or jumping to the front of your mat, crouching on your ankles, holding your weight on your toes, wrapping your arms around your knees. Let's find our cosmic egg. Breathing into this position, I invite you all to advance this pose by closing your eyes and seeing if you can hold your balance. The easiest way to accomplish this is to keep the visual picture of everything you are looking at just before shutting your eyes in your mind, as if it's still right there, because it is. After your next exhale, release the cosmic egg, bringing your hands back behind you, lowering your butt down to the center of the mat, folding back slowly, or collapsing, if that's what your body's asking for, into Savasana. Savasana is one of the most important asanas of this practice, especially because of all of the patience, the love, and the engagement that you've given your body over the last 20 minutes. So slowly and mindfully, raise your conscious body awareness to each of the parts of your body and check if they're fully let go. Your jaw, your lips, your fingers, hands, your toes. Feel the oxygen breathing in and out of your lungs, slowly with each breath, melting deeper into your mat, more mindfully into this moment. You are exactly where you need to be right now. The end of a beautiful practice, breathing, conscious, aware, alive, breathing in and out. Now, as this practice concludes and begins to wrap up, I want you to do your best to keep the intention of this class in your heart. Forgiveness. For challenges will always appear and failure will always be a part of every journey, but it's how we react to these circumstances that will play out the results of the rest of your day and the rest of your life. Now slowly, with a breath of consciousness, begin to come back, adding motion into your body. You slowly roll over, meet me back at the front of your mat where we first began. What a journey this last 20 minutes has been. Think about how you feel now to how you felt then. And let's close off this practice with a deep inhale and one last stretch up above our head, bringing our palms together, exhaling all the oxygen out of our lungs, bringing our hands down to heart. Let's thank ourselves for investing the last 20 minutes in exactly what we deserve and what we need here on our mat, balancing the mind, the body, and the breath. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me here today for this beautiful class at Blue Spirit Yoga Retreat Center here in Nosara, Guanacaste, Costa Rica. If you'd like to learn more about Blue Spirit, or you're looking to hold a yoga retreat, or you want to attend one of their hundreds that they do every year, you can go down, click the link in the video description, and learn everything there is to learn about Blue Spirit. If there's one thing that we could ask of you today, if you've ever received any type of value from Boho Beautiful or anything that we've ever created, the simplest way that you can support us on our mission to create free yoga and provide it to anyone here on YouTube who is in any sort of need whatsoever would be to just simply and easily go down and click subscribe to this channel. That's it. That's all you have to do. It costs you nothing. And honestly, we will be forever grateful, because every single person that subscribes here to this channel, it helps our content rise to the top and it allows us to continue doing what we do here on YouTube for everyone. With all this being said, one last thank you from the bottom of both mine and Juliana's heart. All the love and light in the world from us to you. Thank you for being here with us. Namaste.